Hey guys, how's it going? Solo back with another video. And again today, the people voted and this ticker symbol, SPLK or Splunk, won the popular vote. So let's take a look at this stock and do a deep dive into it. We'll take a look at the company website. We'll take a look at how it traded today, how it traded recently in the past few weeks and months. We will look at some recent news. And then as always, we will end the video with some technical analysis to see if we can make any price predictions or have some price targets about where we think this stock is going to go. So let's get right into it. Looking at this website, it is www.splunk.com. Right off the bat, the company name is a little funny to say, Splunk. I thought it might be some sort of exploration company. Maybe they're going into caves, but it looks like this is just another kind of data analysis company similar to what seems like Palantir or DataDog, kind of cloud computing companies that analyze a lot of data. If I'm incorrect, please let me know in the comments below, explain it to me, because companies like this always confuse me a little bit because it's just really hard to grasp exactly what they do to tell, is this a good company that you would invest in or not? So let's take a look at the website, see what they have, and it says they are the data to everything platform. They drive outcomes across security, IT, and DevOps with the data platform built for the cloud. So clearly I am not in the computer science sector, or am I a computer science engineer? So a lot of this stuff is over my head. So again, if this makes sense to you, please leave me a comment below. But it looks like they're doing a lot with data analyzation for companies. Says they're turning data into doing. They're, like I said, working with security features, IT features, looks like developmental features. And I guess it just helps you optimize your business. That's kind of my take on this company so far. Looks like they have some pretty big name partners already. Intel, Comcast, Coca-Cola, Yelp, Arlo, Hyatt, TransUnion, REI. So a lot of big companies here. And it looks like they have over 500 partners in their ecosystem. It says they're bringing data to every question, decision, and action. So it seems like if you have a problem, they will analyze the data to help you come up with the best solution for that problem. One thing I did notice at this website, they make pretty cool t-shirt slogans. I like this. It says, take the SH out of IT. This guy's t-shirt says, more brain, less surgery. I can't quite make out what her t-shirt says, but I kind of like those little catchy slogans. So if anything, they're making pretty rocking t-shirts. But let's see what else happens at Splunk. Not much else to the website as we scroll down. Let's see what happens if we look at their products. So, wow, looks like they have a lot of products in, again, the security, IT kind of sectors of the business. Let's look at the pricing model to see what kind of dollar amounts they're charging. I wonder if they'll let us know right on their website, or it's kind of like a call and figure that out. Yeah, so they don't really tell you about their plans. I'm sure this is one of those things where you have to contact them. You tell them what your situation is, and then they'll make up a pricing model for you. But we're not going to do that unless they want to try and optimize my YouTube channel. Splunk, if you're listening, send me a DM. But let's get right into it. Let's take a look at how Splunk did today on Robinhood. So had a pretty good day today, up 3.4%. I don't know if that's a good day or a typical day for Splunk, but let's just see. Oof, had a big drop off here very recently, actually on December 2nd. And we'll take a look at that in just a minute. But let's take a look at the 1 month graph. Kind of slowly melting up before it fell off a cliff here earlier this month. 3 month graph, a little choppy, a little bit choppier than I like to see in a stock that I would want to wheel. 1 year graph, this is the interesting thing. So obviously pre-illness, they were trading at around $170, just like the whole market they sold off. And they actually got they got up back to pre-illness levels very quickly, like all the way probably in mid-May, they had recovered completely. And then pretty much since May, they've been setting all-time highs, selling off a little bit, kind of setting highs again until this most recent sell-off. So, especially in the past few months, Splunk for me, it's a little bit too choppy for me to wheel comfortably. But let's take a look at their options to see if they have juicy premiums. So first thing I noticed is they have weekly options, unlike the ticker that we looked at yesterday, and that was Laser. Ticker symbol LAZR for Luminar Technologies. If you haven't seen that video, make sure you check that out. But that ticker only had monthly options. So that tells me that Splunk has been around for a little bit longer if they already have weekly options going. But let's just see, if you want to sell a weekly put on Splunk for this Friday, what kind of premiums would we get? So we'd get $220 at the money. We'd have to put up $16,000 in collateral. So that would be a return on risk of 1.3, about 1.4%. Granted, today is Tuesday, so it's only essentially now 3 days to expiration since the market is closed today. But even then, seems like this is not that juicy of a premium. So purely from a numbers perspective, I think you could find juicier stocks for the same amount of collateral that you have to put up. Let's take a look at some recent news today to see if we can explain why Splunk just absolutely fell off a cliff just a couple days ago. So I found this article here on the Motley Fool, and I will say the Motley Fool is not my most favorite website to go to for stock information, but this was the most recent article that just came out today, actually this morning. And they're saying that Splunk had a big double-digit percentage gain throughout the second half of this year. But like I said, we saw a significant 20+% or more plunge after the company reported third quarter earnings on December 2nd. So that's what did it. They looks like had very poor earnings. And it says that their fiscal 2021 Q3, basically the 3 months that ended this October 31st, their revenue fell 11% year over year to $559 million. And that was well below their guidance for at least $600 million that they provided just a few months ago. So it seems kind of like the company took an abrupt downturn, and it sounds like investors didn't really like that. And that all prompted, or was prompted, by all the data or the numbers that came out during their earnings. So I guess the question we have to ask ourselves is this a buy the dip opportunity? Meaning, is this the time to get into Splunk on the cheap because it's going to keep going up now? Or is this a sign of more bad things to come? I don't know. That's more of a fundamental analysis. We'll have to wait and see. Like I said, I haven't done that much research into Splunk as of yet. I'm putting this video out because it was requested, and I make daily videos, so just don't have the time to do in-depth research on every single ticker every single day. But let's see what Splunk looks like on the technical side of things when we go to TradingView. So here's the TradingView chart, and the first thing for the new viewers here, I look at daily candles, so each candle represents 1 day of trading. I look at the RSI. This orange line here is the 21-day moving average. The pink line is the 50-day moving average. I like to keep it simple. I don't like to clutter my charts with lines and graphs and zones everywhere. So the only other usual thing I add on my charts is Fibonacci retracement levels. So as you can see, I have never done TA on Splunk as of yet. So we're going to have to start from scratch here, and let's get right to it. So the first thing I want to do is add Fibonacci levels. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add them from the most recent high, which was around here, and that was on October 21st. And I'm going to draw it to the most recent low, which happened just recently, and that was here on December 3rd, the day after earnings, as you can see. So just for a quick earnings glimpse, their estimate was actually 0.09, and they reported negative 1.26. So a pretty significant earnings miss, which makes sense about why this stock sold off from the low 200s all the way down to 158. Lost about $50 overnight, which is very significant. Like I said, about a 25% loss just overnight. But let's see how these Fibonacci levels hold up. And already I'm really liking them right now because take a look at this. The intraday high on December 3rd, the day of the sell-off pretty much, it topped out right at the 23.6% Fibonacci level. So I'm liking how this looks right now. And we'll keep working with this from now to see how Splunk trades for the rest of the day to see if we need to adjust this as we go. The other interesting thing is take a look at this. These three candles, the days before the earnings report, they topped out right 78.6% Fibonacci levels, as did some of these candles back in end of October, early November. So I am really liking how these Fib levels are holding up right now. So the next thing I like to do is draw some support and resistance levels. So let's see what we can do. The first thing that caught my eye is right around here at $161. And it's actually right where we closed today, because it looks like the past 3 trading days, including today, the candles topped out right at that level. So it looks like, at least for the time being, 161 is going to act as resistance. Now let's see if I zoom out here, if that holds up. And actually it does. Take a look at this. There's these candles here back in May of this year that looks like also topped out around that level. So I am liking 161 right now as resistance. Now, to get some areas of support below where we are right now, we're going to have to look at some historical data back earlier in the year, because as you can see, we haven't traded in this area for a few months now. So let's zoom in back here and see what we can find. It seems like the first thing that caught my eye is right around here, around $129, $130. You can see a few of these candles topped out there back in March. And then once we broke it, a few of these candles use it as support back in April. So I think 130 is going to act as an area of support. So let's see if we can find something a little bit closer. And I see an area right around here at about $140. And again, we have this candle here that bottomed out on March 5th, broke below it the following day. And then also these two candles here on April 30th and May 5th also bottomed out there. It's not the strongest area of support, but it does look like it holds up. Also, if we go back even further to December of 2019 and November of 2019. So I like it so far. Now, really, between 140 and 161, 160-ish, I don't see a lot of support right now. Maybe there's something right here at around 147. Again, there's a few candles that bottomed out here and here back in February, and also a few candles here back in January or late December of last year. So we'll leave that up there. And then again, it looks like the last area of support that I'm going to draw is actually right here at about 152. And not only because that's where we bottomed out on December 3rd, but also if we go back in time, you can see some of these candles topped out there at 160, and then also again here below at 152. Here again, some of these candles topped at 152. Looks like back here we use it as support. So I am liking that right now. Now, where is the higher area of resistance compared to 161? Well, I think it's going to be right around here, around 170. So keep in mind, and I say this in every video, these are not exact numbers. So I'm not saying resistance is exactly at $171.23. It's a range, all right? So somewhere between 170, 171, 172, somewhere in that area is probably an area of resistance based on where we bottomed out most recently back in September, and also some of these candles bottoming out in June 15th and May 22nd. So I think we're going to leave it like this for now until we see how Splunk is going to trade. Now, as far as price predictions, that's what everybody always wants to know, is where do I think this stock is going? Well, nobody can predict the future, including myself, but my prediction is actually that we are going to break above 161 in the coming trading days, and then I think we'll have to meet resistance until we get up about 170, let's say 170 to 171. And I say that because take a look at the RSI curve. It is very oversold. It is actually in the 20s. So I think we sold off too much, maybe had a little bit of an exaggerated reaction to those earnings. So I think we are going to close and have a green day tomorrow, or maybe the next day, or maybe both days. And then I think we'll use 160, 161 as support until we hit resistance at about 170. That's what I think based on the RSI curve. Like I said, we are trading very far away also from the 21 and the 50-day moving averages. I think everything that we saw these past few days was an exaggerated reaction. I'm going to look for a rebound into Splunk, like I said, at least until like 170, 171, until we kind of feel it out and decide what Splunk actually wants to do. Now, a stock like this, I already said in the beginning of the video, it's relatively choppy. We just had a really big sell-off. Personally, this would be too risky for me to buy the dip because I don't know if I'm going to go long on this company. I don't know how their business model has been doing, meaning if they're in the same space as something like Palantir or DataDog where they have other competitors, it seems like the competitors may be beating them right now. I don't know. So I don't know their long-term potential, and that's why I also would not want to wheel this ticker. Now, if I'm missing something and you are very bullish on this company, please leave me a comment below because this might be your buy the dip opportunity. That's really all I have to say about Splunk. Let me know if you have shares or if you've ever traded shares on Splunk. Let me know if you've ever traded options on Splunk. And if I said something incorrect or you disagree with me, please leave me a comment below. As always, add me on Discord, add me on Twitter, add me on Instagram, follow me on Reddit, and most importantly, smash that subscribe button, hit that like button, turn on notifications. and happy trading.